So just think that you are working in one dynamic environment. For example, today you have 10 machines and tomorrow you are coming and you are seeing there is 20 machine. Day after tomorrow it is 25 machine. So every time you cannot go and change your host file, right? So if your environment is dynamic, then what is the option in Ansible? So we have one option called dynamic inventory. So just go to Google here, just search it here, working with dynamic inventory. Just go to this website. Here inventory script example AWS EC2 external inventory script.
Damo, it's not visible. Only the testbed is showing here.
Oh,
Your screen is not shared, sir.
now
Yes, now it's okay.
just go to Google here, working with dynamic inventory Ansible. Okay, go here AWS EC2 here. They have changed. Okay. 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 They have changed the script, I guess. I'm not in the official website itself. So here working with dynamic inventory. Here you will have AWS EC2. Here you will, for this session you can use the EC2 external inventory script. Here you are getting 404. This is official website. Might be in 1 or 2 days you will get this. You will get some script here. Now instead of slaves.txt, instead of this static inventory file, you just use this ec2.py so that you can work with your dynamic inventory, so that you don't want to update your inventory file every time. Okay, this is dynamic inventory.
So in initial phase also, we will not put any host IP in that script, na?
Nothing. You don't want to put any of your slaves machine IP. What this script will do is this script will fetch all your instance details, whatever it is running in your AWS environment. So instead of using static inventory file, here you can use dynamic inventory. That is, you don't want to you don't want to update your host file every time. Understood? Understood? My
Yes.
official website, but still I'll check it in some GitHub. Might be in GitHub you will get it, but I have to check it out because I'm just using Ansible web. I won't go for any other websites. I'll work only with official website. In official website itself, they have removed it. Okay, fine. Might be there might be some changes are happening on, because all these are open source tool, right? So I'll get some inventory script for you. Then I'll share it if possible, if I get it. Okay. So understood what is dynamic inventory?
If our environment keep on changing, we need to use dynamic inventory.
See, now so far in slaves.txt, you have configured your slaves machine IP. Okay. If your environment is static, then that method is fine. Now, just think that your environment is dynamic. Dynamic in the sense, so the number of instances will be not constant every day. Then you cannot update your inventory file every time. So instead of that, Ansible itself will give you as given one, this is one Python script. So you can use this Python script as your inventory file so that your Ansible will fetch all the IP details, that is whatever EC2 instance is running. That's it. You don't want to load your IP details of your slaves machine. That's it. Fine, Rajesh? Done. Okay. So last class itself, I told you that is we are going to see 4 topics. One is ad hoc commands. Second one is playbooks. Third one is roles. Fourth one is vault. Okay, so these are the 4 topics we are going to see in Ansible. So already we have completed ad hoc commands, right? Now what we are going to do is we are going to do playbooks. So what is playbooks? As I said in last class, playbooks we will use it. Suppose if you want to perform multiple activity at a stretch, then you can go for playbooks. Like in single playbook, I need to create user, I need to install web server, I need to start the web server, I need to configure one index page, I need to install database. So these are all multiple activities, right? So if you want to perform multiple activity at a stage, then you can go for playbooks. So playbooks will be in .yaml format. YAML format. What is YAML format is ain't markup language. Okay. YAML is ain't markup language. Ain't markup language. Fine. So now what we are going to do is using Ansible, we are going to perform multiple activity. Okay. So just open Visual Studio Code. So how many people are from here from Tambaram? Dinesh, then JSC. Fine. Okay. Fine then. Great. So everyone joined. Then not a problem. Fine. Okay. So what is playbook is? Playbook, we are going to perform multiple tasks at a stage. Okay. Again, here I'm not going to write any, or I'm going to write any Java, .NET, Python and all. It is just an indentation. That is, here space is very important. Okay. So just open your Visual Studio Code. This is Visual Studio Code. Okay, this is Visual Studio Code. Just go to extensions and here search for Ansible. Okay, here you will get one Ansible. Here you will have install button, install, then wait for 2 to 3 minutes. You will get like this, then close this Visual Studio Code and reopen it. Why I am doing this means I am just installing Ansible plugin for my Visual Studio Code. What is the purpose of this plugin is for syntax silation and for YAML validation. Okay. So once after install, you have to restart your Visual Studio Code. Otherwise, your plugins won't be reloaded. You are not installing Ansible. You are just installing Ansible plugins for your Visual Studio Code. Don't forget it. Then go to File, New File. Control S. Control S. Then wherever you want to save your Greens Ansible. So I'm giving 2204/2020.YAML. So your Ansible playbook should be in YAML or YML. Both are same. YML or YAML, both are same. Okay. So YAML. Done. Okay. So now I'm going to write one Ansible playbooks. Here again, Ansible is like a jackfruit. This I will say to my all of my students. Jackfruit, how it looks, by looking outer side, it looks very hard. But when you go deep into it, it looks as sweet as it can, right? Same here, Ansible, by looking at it, you might feel little tough, I can say. Then when you practice it, you will tell to me that Ansible is easiest tool among all DevOps tools. Okay, so here everything is available in docs.ansible.com. That is in this website. Okay, always if you want to become good DevOps engineer, then always you have to follow official websites. Okay, so everything is available in this website. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write one simple playbook. First, I'll start with simple playbook. Then we will customize later. Okay, fine. Now, so if you remember my previous session, I have started this command, right? Here, you are giving all. Okay, what is all means? Host details, correct? So here, always put hyphen, then host all. Okay, then what user? Remote underscore user. What's the user? EC2 hyphen user. Then if you remember, I have used hyphen B. Hyphen B is nothing but become. Why we have used become? To execute something in root permission, right? So become, yes. So if you are giving become yes, that what is the meaning is you are going to execute this playbook with root permission. First one is host details, second one is user details, third one is permission. Okay. Next, as I said, we are writing playbooks to perform multiple activity or multiple tasks at a stage, right? So task. Again, here indentation is very important. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install Apache. I'm going to start Apache. Then in var www html index.html, I'm going to configure one index page, correct? So three activities. So three activities I'm going to perform using one simple playbook. Okay. So what's my first activity? I have to install Apache, right? So just go to your Visual Studio Code. So name. So for first task, you are giving one name. Okay. So just you can give any name you want. I'm just giving, I'm going to install Apache. Okay. Again, this name you can give anything. This is for our understanding. Why we are giving this name means, suppose if something goes wrong inside your playbook, for our understanding we are giving, so that we can easily identify which task we have got error. Okay. So Apache, install Apache, then go to official website. Here you will have module index. Okay, and go to all modules. So all modules. So which module we are looking for? M. Okay, M module we are looking for. So Control F, search M. Okay, so here you are getting manages packages with M package manager. So go here, examples. So this is the syntax. Again, space is very important. Otherwise, you will get some error. If something is wrong, you will get some red line. For example, like this, you will get like this. Okay, fine. So state is equal to present. I guess you know what is present. In last class itself, I told you, if it is present, then that means you are installing. Absent means uninstalling. Started means started. Stopped means stopped. Restarted means restarted. So this is the YAML file to install Apache. Now, what's my second task?
To start the services.
So I'm going to start Apache service. This you can give any name. Okay. So how to start the service? Apache service. Service HTTP.
Service HTTPD start.
Which module you have to look? Service module. Right? Service module. So just go here. Again, go to docs.ansible.com. Module index. All modules. Here you have to search for service. Okay. Now you are into A alphabet. Service is S alphabet. So you have to go to S alphabet. So you got service, manage service. Click here. See, I am not writing any coding language at all. I am just copying paste. I'm just going into the Ansible website, copying it, and I'm doing little tinkering activity. That's it. Go to examples. Here they have given. Just copy it, paste it, done. Okay. Now, what's my third activity? I am going to configure my index page, right? Okay, so I'm going to configure my index page. Now which module I have to go for? Here you are going to configure index page. So index.html is your page. So HTML is one file, correct? So you have to go for file module. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one index.html in my master machine, that is in my control machine. That should be moved to my slaves machine in this path. This is my activity, correct? Okay, this is my activity. So go to file modules, because index.html is file module. Files. File module. Here you will have copy files to remote location. Okay. So examples, just copy this, paste it. Okay, what is SRC? SRC is source, correct? So dot index.html. What is dot in Unix means? In Unix, if you specify dot, that is you are having that file in present directory. Dot means present directory. What is your destination? Var www html index.html. Okay, so you are just saying that in your local, in your present directory, dot is present directory, you will have index.html file that should be moved to var www html index.html. Owner group not required. Just copy this YAML file, go to your master machine, vi first.yaml. So if you copy your YAML file here, you will get some syntax, no alignment issues. So to avoid this alignment issue, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create as one text file. Okay, so I have created a text file. Then I'm just going to rename. MV is rename. I'm renaming my text file to YAML file. Why? Because my Ansible will accept only YAML format. Now I'm just going to run one playbook. So how to run one playbook? Ansible -playbook, your inventory file name, your playbook name. Okay. So this is the command for running one playbook. Okay. So I have 4 machines. Okay. What's the error? Can anyone troubleshoot this?
Index.html is not available in this present document.
Here in the code, what you have mentioned is your source is dot. Dot means, as I said, it is present directory. In present directory, you will have index.html file. But if you go
Damu. Hello.
yes.
Damu, actually, in destination, we given the file itself. I think you need to give only the path, right?
No, I'm just telling that move that file as same file name.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So I don't have index.html file here. So that's what you are getting the error. So here I'm just going to create one index.html, vi index.html. This is my sample Ansible playbook. Now again I'm running the command. So if you are getting green color, that means no changes has been done. Green color means no action is, nothing is done. If it is yellow color, some changes has been done. Okay. So now I have installed Apache. I have started Apache. I have configured index page. Now, if you go to the EC2 instance in slaves machine, just go and check in the public IP. What you will get? This is my sample Ansible playbook. Understood? Any doubts in this? Correct. Karthikeyan, you are correct. Okay. So, any doubts in this?
No, okay. Damu, one thing, the initial lines which we are doing the manual process, service start, HTTPD, that kind of syntaxes, for different purposes, there will be different kind of syntaxes for them. To have a reference, is there any website for it?
No, it depends upon what service. Mostly, if you service it will itself will work mostly. Otherwise, if you have script, you have to go for command module. I'll talk about this everything. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, sir, one. Yes, tell me, Abhishek.
Can you go once to that?
What is that, Abhishek?
Sorry, sir. So that playbook which you wrote right in Visual Studio Code, can you go there once? One small doubt.
Yes.
So that source and destination, right? Sir, so how it recognized that it has to push to the manage node? That destination you wrote, right? Where www and
Here you are given all right.
Okay. Okay.
Fine.
Yeah. Sir, understood.
Same. That's what I said. If you go through my previous session, same. That's it. Okay. So any doubts? I can go for next playbook, right?
Yes, sir.
If we have tags, then in place of host we can put that tag and it will run in only that tag hosts. No?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. All we will discuss. Okay. Slowly. So just I want to know whether you are able to understand what I am doing. Okay. Again, don't get don't get panic to be that what he is writing and all, whether it is something code. Karthik said there is no coding, but here we are writing code. No, right? I am not writing any coding and all. Like I'm not writing any Java. I'm not writing any Python. I'm not writing any .NET or any, because even I don't know, because I'm also completely from infrastructure background. Okay. If you talk about something C++, other than alphabet C, I don't know anything about my C. Okay. So I am not writing any programming language here. It is just indentation. What is indentation is? Indentation is nothing but spaces. Okay. That's it. Okay. So that's what, if you practice it, then it is very easy. Again, everything it is in index everything it is in docs.ansible.com. That's what I will tell to all my students. All same dialogue. I didn't tell this dialogue to you. For writing playbooks, you should know two things. One is you should know how to copy. Second, you should know where to copy. Right? So how to copy? 75 people are there. All 75 people know how to copy. Okay. Where to copy? That's what I'm teaching here. Okay. So if you know to do copy paste, then you can work with the Ansible playbook. That's it. Fine. Okay. If I want, no, Naveen Kumar, don't ping me privately so that others won't understand your question. Okay, put it in everyone. I'll answer your question. So here, if your alignment for Rajesh question, right? If you are something wrong in your alignment, you will get like this. Like you are finding one red color, right? that means something is wrong. Okay, and see here, I will call some random names, okay, to help me whether you are listening or not. Okay, so listen it very carefully. Okay, if I want to install random saves machine like 10, here just change the name. Here whatever you want, just change that and all. My upcoming playbooks, I'll explain you. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. Now see here, this name is for understanding. Again, this name is for our understanding. This name you can give anything you want. Okay. This name is your package name. This you should not give anything. This is package name. This is our name. This is just an heading. This is just an heading. This is our package name. Fine. Okay. Now what we have to do is, now your team lead is calling you and he is saying that you have to install MySQL, Nginx, then PHP. Okay, so now you have to install MySQL, you have to install Nginx, you have to install PHP. I guess you know what is MySQL. MySQL is one database, and Nginx is type of one web server, same like your Apache, and PHP is one type of scripting language, right? Now what you have to do is, you have to install MySQL, you have to install Apache, sorry, you have to install Nginx and PHP. How you can do it? Normally, how you can install is yum install MySQL, then yum install Nginx, then yum install PHP. So these are all commands for normally you have to install in Linux. Same I'm going to do it in MySQL Apache playbook. Sorry, Ansible playbook. Now, can anyone help me how to do it?
Yes, Kamal here.
Yes, tell me.
In this first two codes from yum httpd to state started, that we can copy and change it for MySQL.
Okay.
Same for Nginx and PHP.
Okay.
Because all are in yum module, so only we need to change this names.
So everyone accepting his point. Everyone accepting his point.
Hi, Ashwin here. I think we should do it in the Visual Studio first, the installing of MySQL.
Sorry?
Visual Studio, just like you download Ansible, like that, we should first install, I think.
No, Visual Studio Code is just an editor. That's it. Just instead of Notepad, I'm using Visual Studio Code. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, fine. Everyone is accepting the Kamal point.
Dama, actually, our TL asked us to only install, right? Should we start it?
No, that's what. Only we have to install. That's it.
Okay, then the second thing, I am going to start Apache service. That one could be omitted.
Correct. So we can use yum module, correct? So you have to, you will replicate this for 2-3 times, correct? Correct or not? Right? So you will replicate this for 3 times.
There should be some option to add it in the name itself, append all the services in the name tag.
See, name, forget about this name, but what's my point is, you will replicate this yum module 3 times. So, but in Ansible, suppose think that you have to install 20 softwares, then you cannot write same task 20 times, right? So to avoid this, you have one scenario or one concept called loop. So might be in this 73 people, except me, might be 1 or 2. So everyone will be from engineering background, or At least you must be from computer science background, correct? Right? So you know what is loop. Loop is something where you are saying to do one action in loop wise. 1, 2, 3, again 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That is loop concept, correct? So just go to Google, Ansible loop example, go to loops, standard loops. Okay, so here they have given example for how to add several users, right? How to add several users. But here we are just we are going to use different services, correct? So just copy this syntax. Just copy this syntax. Okay. Just copy this syntax. Here they are using user module, but our module is M. So I'm changing it to M. Okay. As they are given for user, that's what they are using groups. So we don't require groups. So removing it. Then here MySQL, Nginx, then PHP. That's it. Control A, Control C. Go here. VI second dot text. Why I am writing as text means for avoiding alignment issue. Then rename that text file to YAML file. Then run your playbook. Ansible -playbook -i slaves.txt, your playbook name. So in all four you are installing in MySQL, you are installing PHP. Nginx, it is not there. There is no software with Nginx. Fine. Okay. So this is loop concept. So now,
Damu, here for MySQL and Nginx and PHP, from where these softwares are getting pulled? Because in our server also we have not kept these softwares.
Yum.
So
using Yum module, right?
Okay, so from a website it is collecting the software and putting into the host.
No, from Yum module it is taking up from Yum repository.
Yum repository used to have all the software packages also.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
It is Linux package. Okay, fine. Now, same. If you want to create multiple user, what you will do? Here, instead of Yum, you will create user, then groups. Groups. Okay, groups. I'll make it as admin. Then here, Damu, Karthik, Sharvan, Jenny. So like this, I can put, right? Something ABC. So like this, I can create n number of users at a stage. Understood what is loop concept? Okay. So instead of loop, you have one more item. One more idea is with items, but with items. With items is old one. Okay. Now it has been replaced with loop. Might be in interviews what they will ask you, what is the purpose of with items? With item is same like your loop concept. Understood? So today we have seen three modules, three playbooks. One is for installing Apache. Next one, installing different services using loop. Then how to create multiple users. Okay, fine. Any doubt so far?
Damu, this is Karthik. I have one doubt.
Karthik from which brand?
From Porur, DLF Porur.
Tell me.
Yeah. So actually, can you please go to the EC2 machine once?
EC2 machine. Okay.
So here, I mean, in the very first line, right? Ansible playbook -i slaves.txt. So now this slaves.txt, I mean, like this is we are doing our activity by referring to the IPs present in this slaves.txt, which is kind of the static environment. So now when we do dynamically, right? I mean, apart from pip in other OSs, the slaves.txt and I mean this inventory file and configuration file will be present in the default path.
Correct.
So in that case, I mean, what would be the syntax? I mean, just Ansible playbook all something like that, right? Which you told.
No. Ansible playbook, your playbook name. That's it.
Okay.
Good question. Correct. Okay, fine. So I guess only Karthik is practicing, or everyone practiced my previous session at least. I know many people have not. Okay, right? No one would have practiced that, right?
Sir, I am practicing, but some errors are coming, sir. Like SSH connection is not.
Yeah, I cannot repeat. Yeah, I cannot repeat multiple times. Right. Anyway, I'll share you this video. You can just check it out. Okay. See now. See in interviews they will ask you for what purpose and all you have used Ansible. Okay, for what purpose and all you have used Ansible. So you can say like, see, whatever you will do it in instance, like what for while logging into the instance. After logging into the instance, what and all you will do? You will create some file. You will create some directory. You will install some softwares. You will start some service. You will move some files. You will do some deployments, right? All this activity you can do via Ansible. That's what Ansible is, configuration management tool. Okay, don't ask me what is the purpose of Ansible later. Okay, Ansible, whatever you are logging, whatever you will do normally after logging into the EC2 instance, all you can do via Ansible. That's what Ansible is, configuration management tool. Fine. For creating, again I'll say, for creating users, for creating files, for creating directories, for changing the permissions of files, for changing the permissions of directories, for installing some softwares, for starting some softwares, for changing the port numbers, for changing the something, for doing deployment activities. For most of your instance level configurations, you can go for Ansible. Understood what is the purpose of Ansible? Fine. Yes, we can create EC2 instance also using Ansible. Correct. Dinesh, you are correct. You are ready for interview, Dinesh. Okay.
Dabu, sorry to interrupt. One more doubt. So this, I mean, here now I believe this is we are using Linux machine, right?
Right?
No, this is again Karthikeyan. So I mean, usually when we install Ansible with pip, I mean, we will not get this slaves.txt. So we are creating it, but this is in Linux, right? So it should be there in the default path, right? So
no, I have installed using pip only, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, fine.
Okay, fine. Yeah, thanks.
Now done. So I'll go for my fourth playbook. I have to getting error like this module No, see, if you are using Linux, then obviously you won't get apt-get module. Apt-get is for Ubuntu machine alone. It's not for, this is basics. So if you are working in Linux, then there is only M module. If you are working in Ubuntu, then apt-get is the default module. So,
Actually, working with Ubuntu only, I got same errors. I used apt, then there is no issue. But if I using apt get means I'm getting error like this model is not in configuration.
that's the actually in the recent changes. Now and in Ubuntu machine, instead of apt-get, now apt is working. That's what. See,
Okay.
that's what. That's the change. Okay. So this and all you can say it in interviews, so that interviewer will believe, right?
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay. Now, Guhan, I'll explain your question later. Okay. Will might be next task is your answer might be. Just check it and let me know. Okay. Logs here itself we are getting right. If something goes wrong, something here itself you can find. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is, guess most of you have attended Jenkins, right? So now, what I'm going to do is, using Ansible playbook, I'm going to install Jenkins. Okay. So just go to Google. Here, install Jenkins Red Hat. Okay, so this is the link. Just copy this link. I'll post in groups. No problem. Jenkins, I'm not going to deal with Jenkins. Just I'm saying it. Okay, so I'm going to follow this document, okay, for installing Jenkins. Okay, so here what they are saying is I'm going to use LTS version. Okay, so what they are saying, so first they are saying that you have to install Jenkins from yum repo. Okay, you have to install Jenkins from yum repo, then you have to import key. Okay, you have to import key, then you have to install Jenkins, then you have to install Java, because to work with Jenkins you need Java, so you have to install Java, then you have to start the Jenkins. So 5 steps. First step is you have to install Jenkins from yum repo, then you have to import key, then 4th step is you have to install Jenkins, 5th step you have to install Java, 6th step you have to install you have to start the Jenkins. So 5 steps you have to perform. Okay, so now just go here. So here I'm going to install Jenkins from yum repo. Okay, yum repo. This is my first step. Okay, they are asking me to download this Jenkins repo from this URL. Okay, so this is the URL. Let's see. It is not working. Okay, it is working. Fine. Fine. Now again you have to go to yum repository, right? So go back. Go to all modules. What modules you need? Yum. So control F, yum. So here they are given two options. One is yum, another one is yum repository. Here they are asking us to download from yum repository. So just go here and yum repository. Examples. Okay. So just copy this syntax. Here name. Name is your package name. Already I told our package name is Jenkins. Jenkins. Description you can give anything. Base URL. What is base URL means? If you go to this link, right, you will find your base URL. So base URL, this is our base URL. Done. So your first step is done. What's my second step? Second step is they are asking us to import this Jenkins key, right? I'll talk about this, Sandeep. I'll explain you later. Okay. So now what we have to do is the second step is you have to import Jenkins key, right? So here itself in yum repository page itself, control F, search for key. Okay. This one is for GPG CA key. This is GPG key, two values. Okay. What is CA means? I don't know how many people knows about the CA. In SSL, there is one concept called CA. CA is certificate authority. Okay. So we are not working with any certificates, right? We are not working with any certificates and all. So you can skip this and you can use this one. The URL pointing to the ASCII RMF GPG for the repository. Okay. So this is our correct value. So copy this value. Then copy that URL. Done. Okay. Now, what's my next is I am going to install Jenkins and Java. Correct? You have to install Jenkins and Java. Both are from which module? Yum module. Then which module we can use? Which module we can use?
Same yum model.
Same yum. Then
present state equals to present.
Correct.
State
You are correct. Loop concept we can use, right?
Yes.
So I'll go here. So here yum.
One doubt, that GPG key URL from where you got?
From website. From this website, this is my GP. This is key.
Okay.
Okay. So here first you have to install Java. Then you have to install Jenkins. That's it. Next. I am going to start Jenkins. Already I shown you what is the syntax for service. So I'm not going to go there. Service, name, Jenkins, state, started. Correct? So copy this. Now you are giving all. Right? Now I don't want to install Jenkins in all my slave machine. So I have to install in only one machine. then how to do it is, last class itself I taught you, open your configuration, that is inventory file. Here I'll make it as Jenkins for our understanding. So I'm using Jenkins tag. Okay. So here I'm just changing into Jenkins. Now Control A, Control C, VI third dot text. Copy this. MV third dot text to third dot YAML. Now Ansible hyphen playbook hyphen I slaves dot txt third dot YAML. See, for people who has not downloaded Ansible 1, right? Our account got Ansible day 1 class. Our account got suspended, so that's what your URL won't be work. So we will share, or if after this class get ping me or Karthik, you can get your new URL. Okay, so our account got suspended. That's what you are not able to download any your previous sessions.
Now, Karthik has said another link to download the first.
Yes. That's what we will. That just now I shared to Karthik, so you will share.
Okay.
Again, if Ansible video link is shared, right, please download within 24 hours. Then don't ask me or Karthik, please share that video again, because that is different account. We have it is not our account, so please. Fine. Now your Jenkins has been installed. So in this machine, okay. So go here 140. So 140 is this one, right? 140. So open go to this public IP, copy into the browser. What's the Jenkins port number? D for Jenkins. Those who don't know about Jenkins, right? Default port number for Jenkins is 8080. Okay. That's it. You have installed Jenkins. From here on, Karthik will teach you. Okay, I'm not going to teach from here because we are not seeing Jenkins. So I just showed you how to install Jenkins via Ansible playbooks. Okay, any doubts in this so far? Any doubts in this? Is it possible to add one of the Ansible slave machine to Jenkins slave machine? You can do it. See, whatever you want, you can do with Ansible. How to see password? You just go to this website. See, go to this link and you can download. Or if you want to get it from Ansible, you try it. Okay, I know it, but no, that is gonna my task. Okay. Okay. Now your task is, so you know, right? If you go to this path in your Jenkins machine, you will get the password. Now, while running the playbook itself, I should get the password and I should enter this password here. I don't want to go it in manually and I don't want to check the password. This is your task, okay? Fine. So far, any doubts in Ansible? Okay. Okay. So any clear? Okay. Could you please explain about setup module? Setup. See. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Now. See, I'll go one by one. Okay, because so everyone here we have just completed LKG, UKG. So now we are into first standard, second standard, third standard. If I go and keep you in 12th standard, and if I ask you to write public examination, then it will be like fifth standard writing public examination, right? Same. I'll go step by step. Okay. So what is your task is, now I have installed Jenkins, right? In this path, if you go to this path, you will find one password. So how you will go to this password? How you will go to this link or to this directory? You will go manually, right? No, I don't want to go manually. I don't want to see the password. It should be automatic. But while that is, you should get the password via Ansible playbook. That's it. Subhatra, understood? Okay. What is difference between Terraform and playbook? See, Terraform we will do for environment setup, as you said, and for playbooks we will do for instance level configuration. That's it. But same via Ansible and Terraform, both you can do for same purpose also. That is using Ansible. You can do even, you can create EC2 also. You can create VPC, whatever you want. See here, just go to, suppose I want to create one EC2 via Ansible, right? Just go to Ansible EC2 instance creation. If you go here to this docs.ansible.com, go to examples. Here they are given EC2 module, key name. This is a PEM file name, instance type, what AMI you want, what group, how many counts you want, what is your subnet group, you want public IP or not. And this is for tagging. Okay, tagging and CloudWatch. Okay, and this is for extra volume. Okay, so like this. So everything you can find in docs.ansible. Then whatever you want, tell me in AWS. Let's see. So I'll go for Ansible AWS VPC. Okay, if you go here, examples. Okay, VPC net, not VPC net. Examples. So here, this is the, if you copy this and if you run this, your VPC will be created. See, EC2 VPC, state present, what blog you want, what is the tag, and what is the CI/CDR, what is the availability zone, whether you need internet gateway, what is the route table, and then subnet routes, region. That's it. And this is for removing your VPC. Okay. So these are all everything. As I said, everything you will find in docs.ansible.com. Just tell to your friend Google that I need this from Ansible. It will redirect to this docs.ansible.com. Go to that module, go to example, copy paste, do the tinkering. That's it. Okay. Fine. Now, your task now, what our next use case is. What's my next use case is, everyone knows that the default port number is 8080. Okay, now in your environment, in the same machine, suppose just think that you have installed Tomcat also. Okay, because this Tomcat also will run in 8080. Okay, now you have installed Tomcat and Tomcat is running in 8080. Correct. Now you want to change the port number for this 8080. That is, you don't want to run Jenkins in 8080 port. Then how I can do it? Okay, so first let's see in which file. First I'll write one command, then I'll explain you. See here, this is ad hoc commands. I'll explain you this command. Ansible is Ansible command. Jenkins tag -is inventory file. This is my inventory file. -a because I'm going to run one Unix command. That's what I'm using -a. What is grep? Grep this right. I'll say you with one example. For example, inside one directory, you have one file called greens file. In that greens file, you have to find the word damo. Okay. So you don't know how the damo will looks like, whether D is small or D is caps. Then how I can perform this activity in Unix means using grep command. What is grep is? Grep is used to search some pattern. -I is to avoid case sensitive. Now here, instead of damo, I'm searching Jenkins _ port. In which directory? etc sysconfig. In which file? Jenkins file. Okay, what is -b is? -b is for root access. Now, what's the port number? Jenkins port number is 8080. Now, your task is, your use case, not task, your use case is in this file, in this line, Jenkins _ port, you have to change this value. This is your use case. Okay. Now, which module we can go? Any idea?
File module. File. We have to search for the file modification.
Correct. So you have to go for file because you are going to change something in this file. So file module. So go here, docs.ansible.com, go to module index, all file modules. Okay. Okay, fine, Karthik. So here you have line in line file, manage line C. If you go through this, right, it will take 5 to 10 minutes. By reading the description itself, you can easily identify what I need to do. Here, line and line, manage lines in text file. Go here, go to examples and just copy paste this. Okay, can anyone help me how to do this? Except Kamal already have done. Any other volunteer? What changes we have to do here? No volunteer? Or you can put it in chats. Okay, I'll write down. See, in which path we have to go? In this path, right? etc sysconfig Jenkins. So you should change this path. Here I'm going to change the default port number. Anything you can write. Okay. So now which line you have to, which word you have to see? Jenkins underscore port. So just here change to Jenkins port. So here also you should get Jenkins port. Now, see, whenever you are giving variables, it should be like this. That is double quote, double braces. Whenever you are giving variables, you have to give like this. Now I am going to introduce one concept called variables. Okay. So what this variables is, might be in your school, not might be, everyone would have studied in your schooling days, in your maths, a is equal to 5, b is equal to 10. What is a plus b? Correct. So a is one variable, b is one variable. So variable is something which is used to store some values, right? So I'm just going to introduce one variable called ports, and for this I'm just assigning one value called 9000, right? So this here I'm just giving as, so always your variable should be like this, quotes, then double quotes. Okay, so copy this, paste it. Right, done. Now copy this vi port dot text mv port dot text port dot YAML. So Ansible hyphen playbook hyphen I saves dot txt port dot YAML. So again, if you are getting green, that means no changes has been done. So you are changing in port number only. Now if I run this adhoc command, now your port has been changed to 9000, right? Now if you go and check there, 9000, you are not getting the page. Why? Any guess?
We need to restart the Jenkins.
Restart the Jenkins.
Correct. You need to restart the Jenkins because you are doing change in your port. That is, you are doing some changes in configuration. Whenever you are changing something in a configuration, then you have to restart this particular service. This is not for Ansible. This is not for Jenkins and all. It is common logic to all. So now, just think that we are working for Ansible for automation. Now, every time, whenever there is change in configuration file, I cannot go and restart the Jenkins manually. Right now, I have to do it automatic. Then how I
Get
can?
equal to restart.
How I can do it? Just go here. I'm going to introduce one more concept called here and the less. First, I'll write the command and I'll explain you. See here, see, listen carefully here. See, I'm just going to introduce analyst concept. What is this analyst will do means, whenever there is change in this task, okay, then notify this task. Okay, so whatever name you are giving here, same name you should give here. Otherwise, it won't call the handless. So whenever there is change in this task, then notify the handless. What this handless will do? It will restart the Jenkins. Okay. So again, your variables, your task, your host, remote user become variable, task, and handless all should be in same line. Okay. Again, I'll explain what is handless. Handless. So whenever there is change in this task, then notify this task. What this task will do? This task will restart the Jenkins. Okay. Now, just copy paste, and again I'm just giving as .text file mv. I'm just renaming it to YAML Ansible -playbook -i slave.txt fifth.yaml. Okay, so now can anyone answer me whether handless will be called or not?
Not.
You can post in chats whether it will be called or not. Why?
Because the port is already changed.
Correct. Correct. So now if I run this task, right, you won't get the handless. Why? Because it is already, port is already changed. That's what it is not calling the handless. Now -e is running variable. I'm just going to change the port number to 7000. Now your handless will be called. Here now you are getting handless. Now if you go and check there in port number 7000, your Jenkins will be there. Understood? Clear? So whenever there is change in the particular task only, your handless will be called. Otherwise, it will skip that handless. Okay? Fine. Any doubts so far? Why we are changing the port? I told you, right? Already. For what? Can anyone explain to Ram why we are changing the port number?
Because in case if Tomcat is also installed, the Tomcat default port is also 8080. So there should not be any conflict. So we are changing the port value for Jenkins.
Correct. Correct. Fine. Now, now what we are going to do? Now I'll close this today's session. So how is Ansible so far? How is Ansible? Easy or
Good.
tough? It looks tough.
Looks interesting.
Okay.
Have to know more this kind of words like handlers, variables. We have to practice, so you'll know those things.
Okay. Fine. But it is my concern is whether it looks very tough or how it is. Little bit tough. Okay. Fine. So that's what, see, now you can at least imagine, right, what and all we can do it in via Ansible, right? You can now at least visualize how much your Ansible will helps for automation and all, correct? At least you can imagine, correct? Okay. So I'll
For automation, mostly then people will be using this Ansible only because it is capable of doing all the things, na?
That's what I said. Ansible plays very important role in DevOps. So I have pasted in your chats. Take this. See again, because don't think that I'm teasing you and all. Okay, I have just asked one student. Okay, whether you have practiced playbook. Yes, he said yes. Okay, what you have practiced? Whatever I shared this playbook, right? He just created one text file or YAML file, and he copy pasted that, and he have run that command. That is not practice, right? That is not practice. You have to write your own playbooks. Correct? Don't copy paste and giving Ansible playbook I slaves.txt playbook frame. Yes, I have done practice. No. Okay, don't do that. Okay, so like this, I have done so much. So this is one playbook, okay, where I have installed Kubernetes and I created Kubernetes, Docker, everything. Okay. So again here also I have used apt module, loop module, loop. So everything is loop. Then file module. To create one directory, I used file module. This is to restart your Jenkins, restart your kubelets. So like this. We'll talk about this when command and all, when module and all later. So like this, we will write one playbooks. Fine. So practice this. Dinesh, I told now just call me after this class. I'll discuss. I'll explain it. Don't worry. Okay. Fine. And Lakshman from Poru, you are here. Lakshman? No. Okay. Fine. So okay, I'll close this to today's session. So just practice this again and again. I'm saying you are not practicing today's session, and if you are coming for my third session, 100% you won't understand my class. Okay, my third session, it's completely dependent on today's session. So practice today's session. If you are practicing today's session, next class it will be very, very easy. Otherwise, you won't understand anything. Okay, fine.
Ramu, if suppose you are using this is for using for only a single machine. If suppose you are using for a slaves machine, we should use for that grouping method, right?
Correct.
Thanks.
What about my doubt? What's your doubt?
Actually, because we have installed all the playbooks in a single machine, but Ansible is for master slave concept, so we should install in other machines using our master machine. So that time we should using that grouping method to call that host file for dynamic entry.
Sandeep, your doubt I have cleared, right? You have to just
yes.
Asking for Sandeep. In Ubuntu, there is per default Python 3 while installing and see now in Ubuntu machine they have upgraded Python 3, so I guess you don't want to install Python. Okay. See, Kubernetes is separate. Already we have started one batch. Okay, we have so we have started one. We have started one batch. Okay, it's going on, and already we have completed 2 sessions, and almost 18 people are there. Okay,
How
so
many sessions will be in Kubernetes?
in Kubernetes, this is not covered in our session because as I said same thing in Docker also. Kubernetes I cannot teach in 2 or 3 sessions. Kubernetes is very big concept, and again it is advanced of Docker. So some people even for Docker itself they will feel little tough, and if I teach about Kubernetes, that will be overloaded. So we have not included that in syllabus. As well as we need more sessions, right? We need more sessions. At least we need 7 to 8 sessions. There are like 15 hours of sessions in Docker with the project. Okay, so that is not under our normal course. Okay,
Okay.
fine. Okay, so done. So okay, I'll close this session, and Dinesh, you can call me after this. After this session, we'll discuss about that. Okay. So bye. I'll share you this video, and hope so I have cleared all your doubts. Okay, and I have explained as much as I can in Ansible. So Ansible next day we'll talk about some real time use cases and how what type of entry question that you can expect in Ansible and all. Fine. Thanks.
Thank you.
I have shared playbooks in chats, so take it from chat. Okay, I already shared it. So any errors you can ping me. Okay, now so of course I have one more session. Fine. Thank you.